Selling your home during the winter months in Colorado may not seem like such a great idea. I know you're probably worried about your holiday decorations going up, people coming in with snow on their shoes. You never know what you're going to get. And I will tell you the truth, there is always a good time to sell your home in Colorado, whether it's winter or summer. There are reasons that people need to sell. Let's talk about selling your home during the winter months. Number one, there will be less competition. In all of my 28 years in real estate, I have always heard, I'm going to wait until spring to put my home on the market. Well, guess what? So is everybody else. So if you're planning on selling, take advantage of the winter months when there is less competition and buyers are still out looking for property. Be the one home that is available. I would also highly recommend that with the weather, your curb appeal is really important. I have often pulled up to homes after a snowstorm and could not even get to the front door. We're traipsing through, inches or feet of snow to get to that front door. And some buyers have literally said, you know what, let's just go on to the next home. It's not the realtor showing the home's job to clear a pathway to your front door. Make sure you make it accessible. You never know if somebody is going to come to your front door during that snowstorm, right after that snowstorm. You would be surprised how many people get out and look during the wintry weather. So be prepared and be ready. And speaking of that, a great idea is to have a bench or something outside or right within the front door where people can sit to take off their shoes before entering the home. Place a towel down or a big rug that can capture the snow from their boots and their shoes as well. Allowing them to take everything off comfortably gives them a sense of welcome to your home, and they are most likely to respect what you've allowed them to do by seeing your home during this time of year as well. Now, if it does happen to be the holiday times, do not stress that you want to drag out your 12-foot Christmas tree and put all the lights on the home and all of the decorations around your home. Please do so. People that are looking at your home, if it is occupied, they know you live there. There's no secret about that. Let them come in and experience your home in all the warmth and wonder and glory of the holiday season. So feel free to decorate away. You will not offend anybody looking at your home, and it will give them a great sense of how your home lives during the holiday time. The only thing we know for certain about selling our home during the winter months is exactly interest rates. We only know those at that moment. We don't know what interest rates will look like 2 months from now or 6 months from now when you were thinking about putting your home on the market. There are always buyers shopping. So again, I caution you to not wait until the spring or summer when everybody else is doing the same thing. Get your home on the market now. Have it ready for those buyers that do need a home right now. Maybe they're relocating here from another state. Maybe their home just sold and now they have to scramble and get into a home as well. So be the home that's available and ready on the market in the time frame that you need to get it sold. With the lower amount of inventory during the winter months, you may even have a little bit more room to negotiate as a seller, knowing that there are not 10 other homes in your neighborhood on the market. You may be one of only 2 or 3 homes on the market at that time. So it will give you a little bit of an upper hand in negotiating as well, because you know they can't go down the street and pick up Bob and Susie's house that is exactly like yours that happens to be on the market at the same time. So think about that when you're coming on the market when it is the winter months. Typically, there is also less inventory for the buyer to choose from. How about closing your home in the winter, right? Some days can be very treacherous getting around in snow, and especially when something happens we were not expecting. So plan diligently for that. You can schedule as a seller to sign your documents at any point during that transaction. You don't even have to be at the closing table on the specific day of closing with the buyer. So if it looks like some tepid weather is coming, or maybe you do need to get out of town for a planned trip, work that out with your realtor and your title company and schedule ahead of your actual closing date. You may also be able to close remotely. I have a lot of sellers now, especially since COVID happened, that are choosing to just sign all of their documents from the comfort of their own home, and you certainly can do that as well. So just communicate. Take a look at the weather the week that you're closing and make certain that you will be able to get your documents signed on time and deliver that home to those new buyers that are so excited. One of the key things I really want to caution home sellers during the winter months, because I've had it happen, make sure you leave your heat on if your home is vacant. I know it's tempting to turn that heat down and you may be leaving town, but I have had a few properties over the years where something very drastic has happened. The heat was turned way down on one of my listings, and we did get an unexpected big blizzard. I had no idea that heat was turned down. A water pipe happened to burst in the primary bath on the second floor, and you can imagine the fire department happened to call me because they knocked on the door, nobody answered, and my sign was in the yard. And thankfully it was, because they called me, they were able to access the property, we got the water turned off, but not without severe damage. There was, if I recall, about $70,000 in damage to that home that occurred. And it took the seller with their insurance company at least 6 months to get everything back to the condition that it was in order for that closing to take place. So make certain if you are going to leave your home vacant during the winter months, you have accounted for the heat and possible weather changes that can happen very quickly here in Colorado. Make sure that you've, winterized your sprinkler systems. We don't want to have a big flooding yard come the spring when everything gets turned back on. So do everything exactly as though you were still residing in that property. You'd rather be safe than sorry and pay a few extra bucks in a heating bill than to come home and find a really big problem has happened to that property. In summary, it is not the worst time of the year to sell your home during the winter months. Remember, there are still buyers shopping. There's less inventory. It may actually give your home an advantage that you may not have in the spring. Remember to keep your home winterized, warm, and ready for those buyers. Make sure utilities stay on, lights are on, and if it snows, get that sidewalk to the front door shoveled at a minimum. Make certain if you're not in the home that you have somebody available that can run over and do that for you also, or work with your realtor during those winter months if it's something they're able to do for you, if they are aware of a showing that may be taking place. Other than that, no time is better than now to get your home on the market. And if you have any questions about doing just that, give me a call at 303-718-6285.